They're slow, they're clumsy, they can't even stand on all fours properly. They spend most of their lives hanging motionless upside down from trees, take a month to digest a single meal, and their fur looks like a miniature jungle. And yet, they can live up to 54 years and have avoided extinction for over 50 million years. Are they just proof against evolution, or simply another one of nature's confusing mysteries? The answer is in this video. Hey everyone, it's great to see you again. Sloths are these super unique creatures endemic to the tropical rainforests of Central and South America. There are 6 living species of sloths, divided into 2 genera, two-toed sloths and three-toed sloths. Now, here's where it gets a little quirky. While all sloths technically have 3 toes on their hind limbs, the two-toed sloths actually only have 2 fingers on each of their front limbs. Mind blown, right? In terms of size, two-toed sloths are a bit bigger than their three-toed cousins. Modern sloths have long limbs, round heads, can reach up to 80 centimeters in length, and weigh around 7.7 kilograms. Three-toed sloths even sport a cute little tail, about 5 to 6 centimeters long. Sloths are like the undisputed champions of hanging around. A baby sloth can hang its entire body weight with just one arm from the moment it's born. And here's the even crazier part. That impressive strength doesn't primarily come from bulging muscles. Sloths actually have 30% less muscle mass than other animals their size. Instead, their hand and foot tendons can lock into place, combining with their long, curved claws to form perfect hooks. These natural handcuffs allow them to hang upside down for extended periods without wasting energy like humans would by constantly flexing muscles. This unique locking mechanism prevents sloths from falling to the ground even when they're snoozing. In fact, they can even die hanging upside down. Believe it or not, sloths had a truly glorious and literally massive past. About 5 million years ago, giant ground sloth genera like Megatherium, which was the size of an elephant, and Megalonyx, the size of a horse, began munching on leaves in Central and South America. What you're seeing here is a house tour photo of a giant ground sloth, possibly M. americanum. This species could grow up to 6 meters long and weigh 4 tons. That's like an Asian elephant. Among the ancient caves excavated by prehistoric sloths, the largest one stretched over 600 meters long, nearly 2 meters high, and 1 to 1.5 meters wide enough for a car to drive through. Calculations show that approximately 4,000 tons of earth were excavated to create just one of these caves.
Oh my God! Wow!
Another extinct ground sloth genus, Thalassocnus, even specialized in eating seaweed along the west coast of South America. The Megatherium and Megalonyx genera went extinct around 10,000 years ago, meaning they coexisted with humans for at least several millennia. In fact, humanity's discovery that giant sloth meat was edible and, well, adding it to the menu might have contributed to their earlier demise.
Sorry.
Their name literally comes from their famously slow lifestyle. Sloths are slow, and everyone knows it. The average mechanical movement speed of a sloth is 4 meters per minute in trees, and a blazing 3 meters per minute on the ground. When threatened, they can hit a top speed of 4.5 meters per minute, which is roughly 0.27 kilometers per hour. If you compare that to a snail, a sloth is a whopping 5.6 times faster. Still not winning any races, are they? But wait, there's a plot twist. While they're super slow in trees, sloths are surprisingly agile in the water. That's right, they can swim up to 13.5 meters per minute. That means it only takes them about 4 minutes to swim the length of an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Plus, sloths can hold their breath underwater for up to 40 minutes because they can drastically slow down their metabolism and reduce their heart rate to 1/3 of normal. Pretty cool party trick, right? An animal as slow as a sloth doesn't really need excellent eyesight. And you guessed it, sloths are basically blind during the day and have poor night vision. But fear not, they make up for it with an excellent sense of smell and good spatial memory. So they might bump into a few things, but they'll sniff out their way around. A sloth's lightning-fast every move probably comes from their equally horrific digestion speed. Sloths mainly eat leaves, fruits, and tree sap. Their stomachs are large and have 4 compartments, much like a cow's, which helps them efficiently digest tough, fibrous leaves. When full, their stomach can account for up to 37% of a sloth's body weight. But unlike cows, who are constantly munching on grass, sloths only need to eat about a packet of instant noodles worth of leaves per day. Sounds contradictory, given the stomach size, right? That's because their digestion process is incredibly sluggish, lasting days, sometimes even weeks, leaving their stomach constantly full with no room for more food. Sloths are so useless they can't even vomit, burp, or fart. Digesting fiber produces a lot of gas. Luckily, the methane production rate is so slow that it doesn't make the sloth explode. Since they can't toot, the methane is absorbed into their bloodstream, collected in their lungs, and then exhaled. Even more useless, but strangely endearing, sloths can even die of exhaustion with a full belly. To conserve energy, sloths have sacrificed their ability to control their body temperature. Throughout the day, their body temperature can fluctuate by around 10 degrees Celsius. This sometimes kills the microorganisms that digest fiber, preventing them from extracting energy from food, leading to a low gout, even with a full stomach. Most of a sloth's life is spent hanging motionless in trees. Everything from eating, sleeping, relaxing, to mating and giving birth happens up in the canopy. Yet, for an animal that lives its entire life in trees, when it's time to do their business, they insist on climbing down to the ground. Seriously. Even though it's only once a week, this puzzling behavior has been documented by scientists and is still a hot topic of debate regarding its cause. From a biological perspective, this is a huge problem, and actually more debatable than you might think. Let's break it down. The entire sloth lifestyle is based on two things: avoiding detection and using as little energy as possible. There are many ways to avoid becoming a predator's lunch. Prey can mechanically move away from an enemy's mouth. They can have tough scales or shells, a spiky coat to become difficult to handle, or grow horns or fangs to gore their foes. More cleverly, prey can learn to become invisible to hunters, and that's the strategy the sloth's ancestors chose. When you look at a sloth, you see fur, but zoom in on that fur, and you'll find a vibrant miniature ecosystem. It's a dream city for countless microorganisms, insects, fungi, and algae. The entire life cycle of a specific moth, Cryptoces colepi, is almost entirely dependent on sloths and their bowel movements. When a sloth climbs down to the ground to poop, the female moths lay their eggs in the sloth's droppings. After hatching, the adult moths fly up to the canopy and mate within the sloth's fur, starting a new life cycle. Sloths also have a special symbiotic relationship with the green algae, Trichophilus welkeri. The algae are provided with shelter and moisture from the sloth's incredibly water-absorbent and retaining fur, as well as nutrients when moths die and decompose in the fur. In return, the algae give the sloth a green hue, the perfect camouflage under the dense canopies of Central and South American rainforests. It was once believed that sloths farmed algae on their fur and ate them for extra nutrition, but it seems that's not actually the case. Thanks to their motionless hanging combined with their algae coat, sloths are practically invisible to deadly hunters like harpy eagles, ocelots, and jaguars, who rely on movement to detect their prey. How awesome is that? Even more badass, some fungi found on sloth fur actually have antibacterial, antiparasitic, and even anti-cancer properties. So that's the first point: invisibility. Sloths can take them a month to digest a stomach full of nutrient-poor leaves, so they don't have much energy to waste in the first place. Moving from the safe canopy to the ground isn't just incredibly energy-intensive, it's also a suicide mission. A slow-moving animal like a sloth is extremely vulnerable to predation on the ground, where their speed, if you recall, is 3 meters per minute. Not only that, but with each defecation, sloths shed nearly 1/3 of their body weight. Wouldn't it be more logical to do that from a tree branch? Why waste precious energy and break the rules of survival to undertake a weekly suicide mission? Some biologists hypothesize that the sloth's ground pooping habit benefits the moth's egg laying, which in turn benefits the algae, which then benefits the sloth. Are you convinced? Let's discuss it further in the comments below. So to summarize, why haven't sloths gone extinct after 50 million years? It seems the name sloth we've given these creatures is a bit biased, and doesn't truly reflect their nature. Laziness in humans is a bad habit, but for sloths, what we call laziness is actually a slow, messy, yet incredibly effective lifestyle and evolutionary strategy. Sloths compensate for a low-energy diet by living slow and expending minimal energy. The forest isn't short on leaves, meaning there's virtually no competition for food. Their algae camouflage makes them invisible to most predators, except during those risky trips to the ground to poop or to water for a swim or to find a mate. However, the truth is, deforestation and illegal trade are significantly impacting sloths. Among the 6 identified sloth species, the maned three-toed sloth is considered vulnerable, while the pygmy three-toed sloth is critically endangered and facing extinction. It seems sloths were doing just fine until humans showed up. What do you think about sloths? Are there any other reasons why sloths haven't gone extinct? Let's discuss it further in the comments section below. Remember to like and share this video if you found it helpful, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for more content like this from Facts 5 Minutes. And for now, goodbye and see you next time.